gotta get him to.
We still don't. Yeah, the mayor responds. All right.
Chaotic, just making sure.
it in until October.
If you're hungry, yeah. Don't go on.
What?
No, opposite. Okay.
On your way?
Yeah, go ahead.
Arnold.
Hello, Mayor.
Hello. Good morning. My name is Mayor Stefan Roots from the city of Chester, and the city of Chester, the United States of America, has faced yet another tragedy. Another tragedy caused by guns, another tragedy in the workplace, another tragedy that affects not just the city, but the employees who we have, many of them sitting not too far away. I just spoke with a person I've known for years and had no idea her uncle owns this business, an upstanding business right in the middle of the community that is a strong contributor to not just jobs, but to the work that they do. What happened this morning? I'm still getting the details, but I understand a disgruntled employee, current employee, walked into the facility, start shooting. There are victims. I understand there's a couple deceased. I understand there's more than a couple at the hospital. I'm very happy to learn that the culprit has been apprehended without any harm to him or law enforcement. It speaks to guns in America. Talk to our community, we want to wrap our arms around our community. Behind me is my city council. We all are here in unity and in unison, just to express how we feel. There's not much more I can say. I'm still getting details. The investigation is still going on. The worst has occurred. We've heard from everywhere, from the White House to the lady around the corner. We don't want to see this happen over and over and over again. As the mayor of Chester, I'm just so broken that this occurred in our town. What do we do to prevent it? We have to get stronger with our gun legislation. We can't have guns in the hands of the wrong people. Mental health. You have to anticipate that there had to be some type of mental health issue that would have an employee walk into his workplace on a day of work and take out his anger in such a violent way to not just the boss, but to his coworkers, who he probably worked side by side with for years. The impact on the employees that are just sitting over there shell-shocked, who have witnessed this, who have run from this, who have to go home to their families today. And more importantly, can they come back to work tomorrow and be productive and not feel affected by this? My heart breaks. The council behind me, and our district attorney, thank you for being here. Thank you, and the city, residents of the city.
Mayor, you said not just the.
Hold on, Mayor, you have something in your hair. I just want you to get that. Like a fuzz. There you are. Little more.
Now it's sitting right at the top. It's right at the crown. Keep going. Just turn on your friend here will help.
I'm just trying to look out for you.
It wasn't the gray hair, right?
No.
No, because they're growing.
You said not just the boss, but fellow employees. Did he go after his boss? Is that what your understanding is?
I understand that the boss is one of the victims. And whether he went after them, I don't know. I wasn't in there. I'm not a witness. But I understand one of the victims is one of the bosses. One of the bosses in the linen company, yes.
Is that the same man you said you spoke to a woman you'd known for years and you didn't realize her father?
It is not.
It's not, okay. What did she tell you about? Was she inside? Did she work there? Did she have any
She was not inside, but like I said, her family member is the owner of the business. She has a very close relative that is an employee in the business and witnessed the carnage. So she is obviously very emotional at this time.
Mayor, we
You
know the
heard from the White
suspect.
House. Can you give us some understanding of what that conversation was?
It really wasn't a conversation. They just reached out. They let us know that they were aware of the situation. They'd be following it, and they just wanted to let us know that we have their support.
Who was it?
Someone from Biden's team.
Staffer or a...
I would say a staff member, yes.
We know that the suspect was picked up at a dead end on Kane Street. Are you hearing anything about what's the relevance of that location? Was that the suspect's home? Were they trying to get back home?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Have you been briefed on some sort of meeting that may have occurred with employees yesterday regarding the problem? Anything about that? Nothing.
No.
Mayor, can you go over one more time for the people from this incident?
What I've heard is there are 5 victims, that there's confirmed 2 deceased. I cannot tell you the condition of the other 3, nor can I tell you where they've been transported for care.
Have you spoken to the president and the vice president? You mentioned the White House.
I have not. It was an email. It was a email that they sent, just letting us know that they were aware of the situation and that they were, in full support if we needed to reach out to them.
How does this workplace shooting change your efforts in city council? Or how does this workplace shooting affect your efforts in city council?
The city council, I don't know how to quite answer that, but for workplaces that are definitely going to be aware that this is going on, it may call for tougher measures for employees coming in and out of workplaces, metal detectors, those type of things. I know on City Hall building itself, there's signs on all doors that say no weapons. I mean, we have to be very conscious of what's going on here in America, that people bringing weapons to the workplace can turn into tragedies like this. So we would hope that local businesses take this incident as an opportunity to harden the ins and outs of employees coming into the business.
But you talk about, gun legislation, obviously broader picture in America out of Washington, but in terms of Harrisburg, does this workplace shooting impact your efforts in city council to lobby Harrisburg perhaps for more comprehensive gun legislation in the state of Pennsylvania?
We've never stopped, and it's not just city council, but our state rep is very active in making sure that gun legislation does get to the point that the wrong people don't get guns, that illegal guns don't continue to come into our communities, that ghost guns just get eliminated. So, the effort is not just city council, but definitely on the state level with our state reps. She is working very hard on that effort.
Most of the
Chester has been quiet in terms of violence. You've had some success there. Suddenly, in the last 2 weeks, you've suddenly had violence. Last week, a woman was killed here. She came into a home there. So is it unpredictable then? It is a step back.
Violence is always unpredictable. We don't know the conditions that people are under in a city that's impoverished like ours. That's those communities that usually do have the upticks of violence. So we would love to see the trend continue as it has been over the last couple of years, where there's been a stark decrease in violent crime in this area. But by the same token, we have to watch those trends, do what has been successful in getting us to those numbers, and overall, the numbers are still good here in Chester compared to what it's been years ago.
you mentioned, the recovery process, employees going back to work eventually. A lot of them are Spanish speakers. Do we have a sense as to what resources are being provided to them, if any, following the shooting?
I do not.
Do you know whether there's a racial component here?
I do not.
Was this caught on video? They have video surveillance in the building?
I have no idea. I do not know.
Mr. Mayor, your familiarity with this business, how long has it been here? Its prominence or anything about it?
The business has been here about 30 years, so it's a long-standing, successful business. It has never come up for any problems throughout the city hall, as I understand, with license and inspection and those type of things. It's a business that, as you can see from its facade, they care about their appearance in the community. That's a good-looking facade, especially when you compare it to many others, around the city. The business presence here is well established. This is definitely a bad incident, a setback, but there's no signs of they'll be here. I think boss is a tricky word. The word I should have probably used is owner, and the owner is not ridiculous.
But you said
It's a supervisor.
yeah, you said a boss
He is
was
a
in the
victim.
mix of was one of the people who was shot.
Okay, so that's correct. It was
A
a
supervisor.
supervisor of the person who did the shooting, but the owner was not that person.
Is the supervisor alive? The supervisor survived.
We're not focusing on people's roles inside the company. We're trying to remove two deceased individuals who are in there. We're trying to a lot of your questions in your paragraph, right? Okay. At this point, the process is you guys.
Any of the council members want to speak? Any of the council members?
Yes.
Could you get to the mic, ma'am?
Councilwoman Susan Gibson, City of Chester, and our thoughts and prayers are with our community. There are resources that are available in various organizations such as Chester Community Coalition that we need to reach out and give us a call or email so that we can help you through the grieving process of what is taking place on today. And so we just continue to uplift those who are experiencing this grief in this time, and you are in our thoughts and prayers.
It is truly tragic. Yet another mass shooting, but this one has hit close to home. And as the mayor said, as we was prepared to conduct our city council meeting, we all came to a unanimous decision that the meeting needs to be canceled. And as I stated in the council meeting, there's city business and then there's community business. And at this time, we need to put our city business on hold so that way we can conduct our community business and be there for the community. I spoke with the police chaplains, and they are ready and willing and will deploy all available resources to the victims and to their families and to all of the workers here today. So the police chaplains are led by Dr. Lisa Dennis. They will be deploying all resources. I know they're at the hospital. Councilman Gibson was at the hospital earlier, and they are there to support the families and also to support the workers that are here. So I'm here for support. We lost the workers, and our thoughts and prayers are with the families and all that are affected on this. And as the community member just said, not only are they affected, but the entire city is affected. We've received calls from all people all over the country, and this is yet sad news.
Sir, your name?
My name is Fred, F-R-E-D, last name Green, G-R-E-E-N, Councilman, City of Chester.
Thank you, Mr. Green.
Deputy Mayor Portia West, and of course our hearts are to know that we're here to support you. It is all of our problem when we have gun-related issues affecting our community. So our thoughts and prayers are going to go out with all of the victims. And we're here. We just want you to know that we're here to support you in any way that we can.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Councilman Shaquan Davis of the City of Chester. I just want to say that my heart goes out to everyone involved in the City of Chester, our first responders, everyone who came together to unanimously get this situation rectified as quickly as possible.
It was a blessing to me to see how, as the mayor mentioned, how close we are as a community, as a family. People knocking on my door personally ask, Councilman, is everything okay? Is everything all right? How can we be supportive at this time? I think that was a
a blessing to show through the unity that Chester has to offer together to support one another. I was happy that my colleagues and myself were able to come to an agreement that we all think that city business will put on hold this morning too.
So that we can be with the community, as Councilman Green said. So again, like I said, I'm just really happy that our
First responders, our community members, and everyone have received the help and support that they needed.
Councilman, would you mind spelling your first name?
First name is SHYQUAN, last name Davis, DAVIS.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you, council. And as you can see, this is a very rare situation where council stands with the mayor and our officials in moments like this. But it's a testament to what we are as a city. In city government, we really care for our city. So thank you for flanking me right here as we discuss and share this very difficult situation. Thank all of you, the press, for reporting this. Just to get the word out that gun violence, workplace violence will not be tolerated anywhere in America. And we hate to be the epicenter today. Unfortunately, we're not the first, and we don't expect to be the last. But right now, as Council Lady Gibson said, we're going to wrap the services around the people. To the question that was asked earlier, she works in that space, and it's great. Our hearts are heavy right now. We don't want to say any more than we have to. Thank you guys for coming out. Have a great day. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.